Whether you're in the loop or not, there's some buzz about the possibility of the Eyes of Wakanda bringing the first Black Panthers, Bashenga and Mosey, into the MCU. And if that's the case, it looks like we might be getting a live-action Bashenga movie. Let's break down all the juicy details we've got on that front. The new MCU series, Eyes of Wakanda, might introduce a character known for putting together a special team of Avengers. This animated series will dive into different eras of the fictional African kingdom, spanning the entire timeline of the MCU within its main universe, Earth 616. So, any revelations about the MCU's past in this show are likely to tie into the live-action movies and shows too. We've seen how Phase 1's The Avengers and Phase 3's Captain Marvel laid the groundwork for the Avengers Initiative. Nick Fury was inspired by Carol Danvers' triumph over the Kree to bring together a team of superheroes who emerged onto the world stage almost simultaneously. But the OG Avengers aren't the only superhero team in the MCU. Groups like the Midnight Suns and the upcoming Young Avengers put their own spin on the Earth's mightiest heroes idea. Now, with Eyes of Wakanda, we could be looking at a version of the Avengers that predates even Iron Man and Captain America's crew by millennia. In the upcoming animated series Eyes of Wakanda, we might get our first glimpse of the MCU's earliest Black Panthers, Bashenga and Mosey. The show will span different periods of Wakandan history, following various characters on missions to retrieve dangerous vibranium artifacts across the globe. This opens the door for Bashenga to finally step into the MCU spotlight, possibly making his debut on screen after being referenced by Prince Njobu in Black Panther. Bashenga, both in Marvel Comics and the MCU, is a pivotal figure who forms the cult of the Black Panther around the vibranium-laced meteor that crashed in Wakanda ages ago. He's the first to commune with the panther goddess Bast and partake of the heart-shaped herb, gaining enhanced strength, speed, and other abilities. Bashenga's legacy as the inaugural Black Panther lays the foundation for Wakanda's future leaders and warriors. Another intriguing character we might encounter is Mosey, who follows in Bashenga's footsteps as a Black Panther. In the comics, Mosey's encounter with Odin and his wielding of Mjolnir lead to an alliance between them, with Mosey becoming one of the original members of the team of Earth-based superheroes formed by Odin long before Thor joins the Avengers. Bashenga and Mosey's potential debut in the MCU could tie into the intriguing concept of the prehistoric Avengers. In Marvel Comics' expansive timeline, these ancient heroes assemble in Avengers 1 million BC to confront formidable threats. Among them is Mosey, who aids Odin in forming this early iteration of the Avengers. Together with other legendary figures like the first Sorcerer Supreme Agamotto and the eventual First Fist of Khonshu, they face off against Zagreb the Aspirant, a celestial infected by parasitic insect monsters known as the Horde. These battles aren't just against cosmic beings. They also clash with familiar adversaries like Laufey, father of Loki, and encounter time-traveling villains such as Doctor Doom and Mephisto. Despite the odds, the prehistoric Avengers emerge victorious, earning the respect of entities like Arishem the Judge, one of the Celestials already seen in the MCU. As time passes, each member of this ancient team passes on their legacy to new heroes, setting the stage for the future. Odin, for instance, shifts his focus to his duties in Asgard and guiding his son Thor, while the mantle of the Black Panther continues to be carried by worthy successors like Bashenga and Mosey. So if Eyes of Wakanda delves into these ancient tales, it could provide a fascinating glimpse into the rich history of the MCU, connecting past and present in unexpected ways. The prehistoric Avengers of the MCU may not just be a glimpse into the past, but also a setup for new heroes in the modern era. In addition to Mosey, Odin, Agamotto, and Moon Knight, the team boasts other notable members like Firehair, the earliest known host of the Phoenix Force. Firehair, Credited with the idea of assembling Earth's mightiest heroes to defend against cosmic threats, teams up with Odin to recruit an early Ghost Rider and Fan Fei, the world's first Iron Fist. While Eyes of Wakanda might only briefly touch on these ancient heroes, their cameo appearances could lay the groundwork for introducing contemporary counterparts like Jean Grey, Danny Rand, Colleen Wing, Johnny Blaze, and Robbie Reyes. By establishing their origins within the MCU's continuity, the series would seamlessly integrate these characters into the larger narrative. Notably, Jean Grey is the only one of these characters yet to make an appearance in a non-X-Men MCU adjacent project. Furthermore, Agamotto and the First Fist of Khonshu would deepen the lore surrounding Stephen Strange and Mark Spector. Marvel's Agamotto, as the first Sorcerer Supreme, battles Dormammu and wields the powerful Eye of Agamotto, potentially reimagined as the receptacle for the Time Stone in the MCU. Meanwhile, the First Fist of Khonshu marks the beginning of a lineage of Moon Knights chosen by the Egyptian god, enhancing their abilities and forging a connection to the Ennead. If a solo live-action Bashenga movie becomes a reality, it would be a natural continuation of the themes of legacy explored in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The film delves into the question of who will take up the mantle of the Black Panther amidst challenges like other nations vying for Wakanda's vibranium and the impending threat of Namor's war on the surface world. Given the significance of the Black Panther's legacy in Wakanda Forever, it's fitting that the origins of the first Black Panther, Bashenga, become a focal point of discussion. In Marvel Comics lore, Bashenga wasn't the initial Black Panther. That distinction belonged to a man named Mosi, chosen by the Panther goddess Bast and part of a prehistoric team of Avengers. However, it was Bashenga's heroic act that solidified his place in history. When he foresaw a cataclysmic event triggered by the vibranium-rich meteorite known as the Great Mound, Bashenga intervened. He crafted 2 vibranium weapons, a skybreaker and a spear, to absorb and contain the excess energy, thus saving Wakanda from destruction. This act earned him the title of Black Panther and the first King of Wakanda. The legacy of Bashenga echoes throughout Wakandan history, as evidenced in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and its references to him. From uniting the 5 tribes of Wakanda to ingesting the heart-shaped herb and becoming the first Black Panther, Bashenga's influence is profound. His spear, a symbol of royalty, is passed down through generations of Wakandan kings. In the film, Bashenga is revered as the legendary first king of Wakanda, and his legacy is a cornerstone of Wakandan mythology. His name is invoked during T'Challa's funeral, and discussions about the origins of Wakanda and the significance of vibranium reference his legacy. As the Black Panther saga continues, Bashenga's story will undoubtedly remain integral to the mythos, potentially paving the way for a deeper exploration of his character in a solo movie. That said, the prehistoric Avengers featured in Eyes of Wakanda have the potential to seamlessly tie into the broader cosmic stories of the MCU. While the series may not extensively explore Mosey's adventures with the Avengers 1 million BC, a glimpse into his interactions with cosmic beings like Odin, the Phoenix Force, the Celestials, and the Eternals could enrich the MCU's cosmic narrative. By delving into Odin's relationship with Midgard and setting up Jean Grey's MCU story long before her eventual debut, Eyes of Wakanda could lay the groundwork for future cosmic sagas. Additionally, reintroducing the Eternals and the Celestials in an earlier timeline than the events of Eternals offers an intriguing perspective, especially in the absence of a proper sequel or prequel. The presence of pivotal figures like Bashenga, Mosey, Odin, Khonshu, Agamotto, the Eternals, and the Celestials in the MCU's ancient past presents an untapped opportunity for exploration. Even if the series doesn't explicitly introduce Avengers 1 million, the coexistence of these significant characters opens up a wealth of storytelling possibilities. Moreover, delving into the extraterrestrial origin of Wakanda's vibranium, the origins of the Black Panthers and the mystic arts, and exploring the previous timelines of the Eternals are all ripe ideas for examination in an animated MCU series like Eyes of Wakanda. Such ambitious concepts can be explored without the constraints of a higher budget, making them perfect for the format of the show. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.